Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. As we take a look at the precipitation departure from normal over the last 14 days, we've got several dry spots showing up here, one across the eastern Corn Belt into parts of the Northeast here over into western and central Pennsylvania. We've also got dry areas here across coastal portions of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, into southern portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, and northern Maine, even a little bit dry here. So several areas that do badly need some rainfall, and we will get some here in some of those areas over the next 48 hours before we do shift toward a continuation of a rather dry pattern here across the Northeast, another hot and dry stretch upcoming as we head into the weekend and early next week. Temperature's not so bad as we get started here at 5 o'clock this morning across the Northeast, anywhere from the low 60s in the north to the muggy mid to upper 70s across the south. I say not too bad, but that is rather unpleasant when you're talking about overnight lows in the mid to upper 70s and dew points hanging out in the 70s as well. That is absolutely tropical, and we're going to keep this tropical air mass in this region. That's going to help lead to the repeated rounds of thunderstorms as we head even into next week across areas south of the Northeast region. As we look at the satellite and lightning picture, several clusters of thunderstorms ongoing. One big one here across the central U.S. from parts of the Central Plains into the mid-Mississippi Valley. Additional thunderstorms off to the north across portions of central Minnesota. It's this upper-level wave right here that is kicking off these thunderstorms that will eventually move downstream into the Northeast region as we head into the next 48 hours, even bringing a chance of some severe storms tomorrow. Here's a look at the forecast for severe weather today, tomorrow, and then Thursday down here. And again, several days with opportunities for severe storms in the forecast as you talk about parts of central, southern, and southeastern Pennsylvania. And again, tomorrow, the highest risk there is slight risk across the eastern half of Pennsylvania, southern New York, New Jersey, the Delmarva included in that as well. Continuing to see heat advisories and excessive heat warnings across portions of the mid-Atlantic, that generally south of the Northeast region. And as we head deeper into the weekend, we're going to see this trough begin to swing in. This is the player that brings us the chance for thunderstorms over the next 72 hours, including that chance for severe storms, highest during the afternoon tomorrow. We'll watch this wave begin to kind of dissipate, and then a ridge rebuilds across the central U.S. into the Great Lakes. You can see this big ridge of high pressure right here expanding into the Northeast as we get into the weekend and early next week, and that is going to allow, once again, heat and humidity to overspread the Corn Belt and the Northeast region as we head into early next week. Now, the good news is we watch this trough riding up and over the top of that through the Canadian Prairie. That's going to begin to dive down into the Great Lakes, setting up shop across our region as we get into the middle part of next week. This is once again setting up a pattern that will lead to northwest flow across the Great Lakes into the Northeast, bringing the chance for thunderstorms, but also keeping the heat once again at bay across the western U.S., keeping us a bit on the cooler side. So a progressive pattern here, one that's going to bring another wave of heat to the Northeast, but one that will keep that from being a permanent wave lasting into the end of July into early August. Let's talk about that thunderstorm chance over the next several days. Again, let's use the high-resolution NAM model. I just played the next 60 hours for you, so let's step back through time now, watching the day today. As we head through the afternoon and evening hours, watching for some clusters of storms, generally off to the south and west. Western portions of Pennsylvania, maybe central and southern portions of Pennsylvania, seeing a downpour and maybe a rumble of thunder as we head through the afternoon and evening hours tonight. Heading into the overnight hours after midnight, we'll see possible scattered showers and storms continuing to ride with this first wave into portions of eastern Pennsylvania, into southeastern New York, maybe even Long Island, picking up a shower or a storm during the overnight. The better chance for more widespread shower and storm activity arrives on Wednesday. And again, we'll see this frontal boundary lingering back to the south, a very warm and humid air mass across central and eastern portions of Pennsylvania. So we'll see the chance for some severe storms Wednesday afternoon and evening, generally across this region that was highlighted by the slight risk. Looking for potential, storms producing damaging winds, some large hail, and maybe even a few tornadoes possible with this one as we head through Wednesday afternoon and evening. Now, heading into Wednesday night, Thursday, scattered shower and storm development possible across the entire Northeast region as this system makes its way through. The unfortunate thing here, look at the nature here. This is not exactly how it's going to do or how it will, play out. But the NAM is great at picking up the theme, and the theme here as we head into Wednesday night and Thursday morning is broken, scattered showers and storms where not everyone's going to get a drink. So anyone who badly needs it, this is a crucial time period here as we watch Wednesday night into Thursday morning for the chance for those showers across the region, because as we head into Thursday, you see it becoming much more isolated. Still a chance for maybe a rogue shower or storm on Thursday, but then as we head into the weekend, turning hotter and drier across the region. So here's a look at the NAM model, how it spits it out, just, verbatim. This is not exactly how it's going to happen, but you see the nature here. The heaviest chance for precipitation, or the best chance for heavy rain, accompanies those thunderstorms over the next 2 days here across portions of western, central, and southern portions of Pennsylvania, and then south from there. As you head north, the remainder of the Northeast does see at least a chance for scattered showers and storms, but not everyone is going to get that. The folks that do will pick up a quick downpour, maybe a half an inch to an inch or so, locally higher amounts possible, but then there's going to be some folks who get nothing or maybe a few tenths of an inch. See the same thing here. We flip it over. We're looking at the same time frame, but from the European model. Again, the best chance for heavy precipitation, southwestern Pennsylvania. I think there's an extension of that over here across portions of central and southeastern Pennsylvania, where we may see some of those stronger storms during the afternoon and evening hours tomorrow. But then as you head north, again, very similar look heading north and east from there. Everyone's got the opportunity, but not everyone will see the precipitation over the next couple of days. And as we take it out over the next 10 days, we're looking at the precipitation forecast from the European model all the way through July 30th at this point. You see a big change in a lot of areas on this map, except the Northeast. We're going to continue to see very heavy precipitation off to the south. We'll see heavy precipitation off to the north, but it's not until we get into the mid and late part of next week that we'll start to bring northwest flow back in here, bringing a real organized threat for rain back to the Northeast region. And we'll see that here when we animate the precipitation forecast from the Northeast, again seeing the chance for rain and storms moving across the region, most widespread Wednesday into Wednesday night, keeping the chance for isolated showers and storms in the forecast on Thursday. But then as we head into Friday, the ridge of high pressure begins to return to the region. Scattered pop-up storms possible across the mid-Atlantic, at times spreading into portions of the far southern Northeast region here, but by and large dry as we head into the weekend, into the early part of next week. It's as we get into the mid and later part of next week, northwest flow once again taking over as the ridge of high pressure slides back over toward the Intermountain West. That's going to keep generally the northern plains and the eastern Corn Belt back under the gun for some heavy rain and thunderstorms, but at times we could see that making its way into the Northeast region, at least giving the opportunity for showers and storms across the region. So heat not so bad right now until you head off to the south, mid-90s to be found there across coastal areas. As you head off to the north into the west, temperatures dropping into the 70s and 80s. Very similar look for the day tomorrow and on Thursday. Heat's going to begin expanding back into the region as we head into the weekend, with high temperatures once again in the 90s for just about everyone as we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week.